Welcome to Summary of the Week, your quick guide to some of the top headlines affecting Ukraine over the past week. Today is Saturday, May 3rd. Let's take a look at some of the news that shaped this week. In a massive cross-border attack in Monday's early hours, Ukrainian drones struck a Russian electronics factory in Russia's Bryansk region that produces important parts for Iskander ballistic missiles and Panzer air defense missiles. According to locals, between 10 and 15 explosions were heard around 2 a.m. This follows an increasing trend of Ukrainian long-range drone strikes deep inside Russian territory targeting key logistics and production sites. During the day on Monday, Russia's President Vladimir Putin made the surprise announcement that his country would halt military operations in Ukraine for 3 days, starting May 8th, to mark the 80th anniversary of Victory Day. Moscow intends to celebrate the World War II victory over the Nazis with parades and likely doesn't want to see any surprises from the Ukrainians during this time. Kyiv saw Putin's bid and raised it, suggesting that a ceasefire be held for the full month and not just for 3 days. For its part, the Trump administration in the U.S. said it should be a permanent ceasefire. Moscow wasn't interested in either of these counter-proposals. For the majority of Russia's full-scale war on Ukraine, the Ukrainians have had much lower quantities of ammunition to fire than the Russians. At times, Ukrainian gunners have been catastrophically short of critical ammunition and artillery pieces. However, things are starting to look up for the Ukrainians. According to a report by the Ukraine-based research group Conflict Capital, European ammunition manufacturers will collectively produce about 2 million artillery rounds this year, about twice as much as last year. And a new report by the research group Army Technology found that Ukrainian production of the domestically developed Badana 155mm howitzer has, since Russia's full-scale invasion, shot up from 6 systems a month to more than 20, and output could go as high as 36 systems a month. Newly released video shows Ukrainian operators using drones to locate, rescue, and guide 3 Ukrainian soldiers out of Russian captivity. The video shows one Russian soldier leading 3 Ukrainian prisoners, while 2 other Russians walk behind. The captives are seen with their hands raised and clasped behind their heads. Then, a drone drops explosives, striking one Russian soldier, who falls to the ground, apparently wounded. Further explosions cause the remaining Russian soldiers to scatter in different directions. The 3 Ukrainian prisoners are then seen following another drone, which leads them safely back to Ukrainian positions. This week, U.S. President Donald Trump again stirred controversy with comments about the war in Ukraine. In an interview with ABC News, Trump said that Russia's Vladimir Putin respects him and that because of him, he was not attempting to take over the whole of Ukraine. Ukraine's commander-in-chief Oleksandr Syrsky said that Russian forces are now pushing aggressively toward the Dnipropetrovsk region, but at a high cost. To this end, the Russian command throws new units into battle daily, drives its soldiers to their deaths, and reports on illusory successes and victories. Despite constant assaults, Syrsky said Russian forces have been failing to gain ground. Journalists from the French nonprofit Forbidden Stories released an article this week about Ukrainian journalist Victoria Roshchyna, whose body was returned to Ukraine from Russian captivity on April 24th. Roshchyna had first went missing in August 2023 while reporting from Russian-occupied Ukraine, where she'd gone to investigate Russian war crimes. The journalist's body was returned to Ukraine, missing her eyes, brain, and larynx. Removing these parts is not standard practice. All of these parts could have provided strong evidence of a murder committed by strangulation. Ukrainian war crimes investigator Yuri Belousov said there were other signs of torture on Roshchyna's body, including abrasions, bruises, a broken rib, neck injuries, and possible burn marks from electric shocks to her feet. There have been numerous documented cases of torture committed by Russian soldiers against Ukrainians in Russia's war against Ukraine. Ukraine and the United States signed a new memorandum of cooperation this week to jointly develop and manage Ukraine's strategic resources, including rare earth minerals. According to the deal, Kyiv and Washington would jointly invest in Ukraine's rich but underdeveloped resources and split profits 50-50. Future U.S. military aid to Ukraine could be counted as American investment into the fund. Besides that, the Trump administration greenlit Ukraine's purchase of $50 million worth of air defense systems and weapons. On Thursday evening, a large-scale Russian drone attack struck the city of Zaporizhzhia, injuring at least 29 people. Photos and videos posted by the head of the Zaporizhzhia Regional Military Administration showed that private houses, apartment buildings, and schools were damaged. Emergency services worked through the night to clear rubble and evacuate residents. This attack comes as part of a renewed wave of Russian strikes hitting civilian infrastructure. And those are some of the top headlines from this week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay informed.